Good afternoon. My name is Deb Campbell. I'm one of the chefs that teaches a culinary program here at College of Sequoias. And today I'm going to show you a couple of recipes. The first one is a daikon and radish, daikon, which is a radish and carrot salad. This is what the daikon looks like. In Japanese it actually means, dai means big and kon means root. Sometimes they get very large. We're going to just peel them like you would a carrot, and then you can do a couple of different preparations. Today I've picked the most simple and easiest for the home person, and I've just grated it. You can do it with a box grater like this, or you can do it in a Cuisinart with the grating attachment. Another preparation would be to julienne it into small French fry type strips, or if you have a mandolin which slices things very fine, you can do it in slices. I went with the home preparation, easy to do. Not quite as pretty, but it will taste the same. So the recipe calls for 2 cups of daikon and 1 cup of carrots, and since daikon is a very strong flavor, I've chosen to switch it around and use 2 to 1 carrots to daikon. To get a little bit of the bitter flavor out of the daikon, after grating it, I sprinkled it with a teaspoon of kosher salt, and I've let it sit here for about 30 minutes. And the next thing I'm going to do is to rinse that salt off of there, because we don't want the salt on there. So I'm going to take a strainer, I'm going to put the daikon into the strainer and rinse it over cold water. Again, the salt is not really for flavoring, but it's to leach out a little of the bitter flavor. And when you're working with the daikon, you'll find that it has a very distinct odor. It actually smells much more pungent than it tastes. It is a radish, but it's not hot and peppery like American radishes. So I'm squeezing out the excess water. And I'm going to mix the carrot and the daikon together. Well, my hands are clean. It's easiest to do it with your hands. If you have a little bit of the heel of the carrot or the daikon when you're grating it and you don't want to grate your knuckles, just set it on the breadboard and chop it into similar sized pieces. And this is a very simple recipe. We've got 3 cups of vegetables. You could break it down a little bit. You're going to put in 2 teaspoons of granulated sugar, and then 2 ingredients that you might not have at home but are easy to find in your grocery store. This is a rice wine vinegar. It makes a nice oriental salad. And then this is mirin, which may be a little bit higher on the shelf, maybe above eye level. This is a very light rice wine, and if you didn't have mirin at home, you could substitute a teaspoon of dry white wine. And this is 2 teaspoons of rice wine vinegar. It's not very much dressing. And you're just going to toss that onto the daikon and carrots. If you want to Americanize it, I guess you could throw some raisins in there. Kids might eat it. I looked up some of the information about nutritional value of the daikon and found nothing. So I think it would be similar to a radish. It doesn't have a lot of properties. It's more of a flavor enhancer. If you like the daikon flavor, you may want to switch the recipe to be 2 cups of daikon to 1 cup of carrots. You can make this ahead of time, put a little plastic wrap over it because the daikon is a strong, pungent smell. And then when you're ready to serve it, so it's the downside of using your hands is the spoon. You'll put it into a serving bowl, and it's served cold. A nice summer salad with a little bit of an Asian appeal. In Japan, all these salads that are made with vegetables and rice wine vinegar are called tsunamono. This one's the daikon and carrot. So, bon appetit, enjoy.